I knew it was gonna get bad because I knew Chuck was pissed off and I knew that he was blaming
everybody and everything. I held my tongue all night.
That road's a piece of I'm gonna pick my own road. This
I just couldn't hold it no more. He started acting like I was trying to him over.
I asked you to call it Goody Boy. Don't play that, Chuck. No, I'm your buddy. You gonna sell me out?
I did everything I could for that dude. He still bumps his gums all week about how he should be in the top 5 of the list, but yet he don't ever do nothing to get there.
The list is the top 10 fastest street cars in Oklahoma. And I've been #1 for 3 years. Hasn't been much movement at the top of the list. We hold the list pretty high. It's a big deal around here. Nobody wants to go out and lose. Chuck is probably the only person out there that's more competitive than me.
He's Mr. Awesome until race night, and then he's a loser. But then he blames it on everybody else. You know, before the race, I went over to Chuck. I told him, put new tires on the car, show up to the starting line. Every race he's ever been in, somebody him out of it. The track's a piece of the road's a piece of the car's a piece of In his mind, he's never lost a race. He's so far gone. I've dealt with drug addicts that were easier to talk to than that man. I set the races up. I always want the best race. Chuck can always say something was wrong, or this, or the car, or road, or whatever. That's why we street race. Both cars got to make a pass down an unprepped surface. The street becomes the equalizer. So if he calls me a liar again, it's gonna be the same thing over and over every time we see each other. I'm headed over to Chuck's to see where he's at on the whole fight thing. I love Chuck like a brother, and I always will. I try my best to be impartial, and I defend the rules 100%. I wanna know who's the fastest. Of course, I root for Chuck, but in the end, I stand for the list. We both had a chance to cool down. I'm hoping that I can make some headway with him and we can move past this. What's up? Stop by to discuss what happened.
I think got it a little bit out of hand, you know?
Definitely. I felt hurt because everybody's looking at me going, what the you didn't give Chuck a chance to call Godebo back out? And then the whole road thing.
My car comes completely off the ground. Dude, my car, I took so
one
much
person
power out
there was doing that, though. It's hard to blame the road every week. It's hard to blame something else every week. You know what I mean?
That's the first time I've blamed the road. I haven't blamed the road every week. I'm telling you, my car, I took enough
But it's always
out of
something, is what I'm saying. Obviously, you're not ready to hear this, so I don't want to go any further with it because I don't want to make our friendship any worse than it is already. But every time I say anything about the car for the last 2 years, all you want to do is argue about it. That strategy hasn't worked so far.
Dude, the car come off the ground.
Good luck to you, brother. To keep it from escalating, the best move on my part would just be get the out of there. I ain't arguing with you no more.
I'm not trying to argue. We need to get the hell away from each other before we beat each other's brains in. Chief and I have been in a few arguments. It's never been like this. We're about to race Farley this weekend, so tonight we're gonna do a test hit. We normally have our lookout guys, but Chief and I still aren't talking. He's the one that helps me with our security, so we don't have that tonight. We're gonna get in and out of this spot. We're gonna do a burnout, make a test hit, be back in the trailer, 5 minutes tops. We're gonna be out of that location before anybody even knows what happened. When you don't have security, you gotta be in and out. If anybody around there hears what we're doing, they can call the police. It's probably, I mean, it's obviously somebody that works here. Chief, he ain't helping me, but my guys know exactly what to do. I got one guy checking the air in the tires. I got one guy putting a heated bottle in there. Here comes that truck again. If the police come, we can go to jail, we can lose our license, we can get multiple tickets. It's a bad deal all the way around if anybody catches us doing what we're doing. Testing right now, something's not right. The tires are working left. I thought may have been a fluke. Maybe my guys lined me up crooked. All of a sudden, the streets light up. Red and blue lights everywhere. I'm getting rolled up on by 3 or 4 officers. I can't go to jail tonight. I'm trying to figure out some kind of excuse. They know what I'm doing, but I've got to try to come up with an excuse where, one, I don't go to jail, two, they don't impound my race car. We were just testing a car. Nobody was out here, so. We were just testing. We're not racing nobody. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Got off with a warning. All is good. We're loading up and we're getting the hell out of here.
I'm gonna wipe the heads off first while these bolts soak. It's way dirtier than I thought it was. Exactly.
What the hell are you doing here?
Man, I gotta be able to get some sleep tonight. So we gotta squash this between us. You know as well as I do, I ain't happy where I'm at, okay? And you know I want you guys' help to bust Barley's ass. I know I'm hard-headed and stubborn, but man, I listen to everything that you say, you know, and I don't try to argue. And man, sometimes
hear what I say.
I don't mean to argue. I know you have awesome ideas and awesome opinions. You've been doing this a long time.
And I know your car's fast and you can drive your ass off.
That's why I want to make sure we're good, and then...
We're good.
Okay, then
Hey,
we're good.
hey.
All right, okay.
We're good.
I want to make sure of that, because it's been bothering me.
I want to see you win as much as you want to win. We'll see what happens. If Chuck changes his attitude and changes what's necessary on the car, Chuck's going to be the fastest guy out there. But I hope that Chuck takes my words very serious, because if Chuck loses to Varley because he's unprepared, I don't think we'll see Chuck on the list again. Now that me and Chuck are cool, I can focus on the task at hand to do what I gotta do to help Chuck make it back to the top.
Chief's idea is to put bigger tires on the car. It's going to give us more rollout, plus it's fresh rubber. The tires I had on there were 6 months old, so they may have been used up a little bit. I'm having too many complications with the car kind of getting loose on the big end, so new rubber should fix the problem. Well, hopefully all this work I've been doing this week will be enough to bust Barley's ass. I don't feel like going out there and getting embarrassed again like I did the last 2 weeks.
I know.
Never hear the end of that.
Up till race day, I'll do everything I can to make sure that my friends show up with the fastest race car possible. You're doing a hell of a job, though.
Thanks.